What's happening? We're back again. I am Pastor John. No, I'm not Pastor John.
Yeah.
Living underneath my voice. I am honored by the Honorable Bishop Buzzin, the producer, and the Archbishop, Dion Steed, and Her Holiness, Bryony Scarlett.
Oh, wow.
And as we speak today from the tabernacle, we reflect to the people underneath our voice. This is In His Mind podcast. Welcome, everyone.
Amen.
How's everyone doing?
Hey.
How's everyone doing?
Hey, just letting you know, it's Rich Noble, bruv.
Rich. See, when we're in the spirit, brother. Rich,
Yeah, I know. You know me, because you know me from
speak.
the ground. That's why, bro.
we speak
why.
to.
I
It's Rich Noble Art. I appreciate you guys again for just joining me at the spot. Today, I'm excited about today. We've got a few things to discuss. Some amazing things to discuss.
Definitely.
So the first thing is, what is up with Miss Pinkett? I want to spend. I tried to reframe. I want to spend like 5 minutes.
This is part 2 or part 1?
This is part.
I don't want no.
We don't know what part is, but we're just saying.
No, but you know what I mean.
Let's.
She's
I just want to
still out
speak on
here.
this
It's
one
actually,
thing.
before we continue, I love black women.
Before we continue, I love all women.
Me
Me too.
No, specifically, I need to boost that section. Black women.
Wow, he
we
called
love
black women a section. You see what I'm saying?
Whose side are you on, man?
joking.
What's so funny about all
Whose
this?
side are you on?
Rich, what color is your woman?
Okay, so
Yellow mellow.
Hello, Mello. What's happening?
I love you,
Jada.
baby.
No, Jada. Okay. It's something about Jada. We understand. Will, because this is about In His Mind podcast. Will, if you will come to the front of the congregation for 2 seconds.
Please.
Now, I understand supporting, and I'm a very supportive individual. So I want to understand that regardless of what we think, that woman's had a heavy hand in that man's life. In a positive way. A heavy positive way.
That's his wife.
He don't care if we understand it or not. He's saying, we're not going to get divorced. There's no need to. I like that because I believe in that as well. So we'll separate.
Falls in line with the.
But now the separation means you slap your man on stage and now you're at her book thing and all this stuff. You see the maths, you know, it's about boy math, man math. That man math don't math. Do you understand
math
what
is
I'm
not
saying?
mathing.
It's not mathing.
At this point, it's not maths no
What do you
more.
think he's doing? Rich, what do you think he's doing? Why is he there? He said, no matter what, I'm going to love her. Of course, the mother of my children, no matter what, to infinity and beyond, we understand that. But now, if I've slapped a guy for you, we having a red table talk. If I slap a guy for you, we're having a red table talk. Like, a live-o. Because the one thing I always tell guys and women as well, and everybody just in general, I was like, yo, if a woman puts you in a position that you have to fight somebody, you're going to have to have a red table talk.
100%.
Immediately.
100%.
Yeah? Because that is crazy.
But that's the dangers of picking the right woman, isn't it? Because you're gonna die for that woman. If you love her, you're gonna die.
You're going to.
So that woman has to be able to have a certain level of integrity and character that doesn't put a man in that position.
Absolutely.
Now I'm a bit peed off because of no, seriously, it's hard for a black man to make himself as successful as the way Will Smith has
Oh,
done.
the level.
And not only do it that way, but to do it so cleanly.
Yeah, he didn't even do
No, we forget that. So cleanly.
forget
This
that,
is the guy that didn't
curse.
in his record.
Yeah, he didn't
and
curse
he
since
still
he-
had number ones.
Yeah.
And he was still respected by the
Yeah.
hip hop culture.
Yeah.
So he knows how to carry himself.
Yeah.
We're not talking about an individual who doesn't know how to carry himself and know how to be.
True.
So how's it gone so left?
To the point where,
The only thing we have is Jada. That's it. It's
you know
Jada.
what killed me? You know what's so funny? Every time he does something wild on her behalf, her first reaction is like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, she just doesn't know. She's like,
Where's the backup, bro?
she's like, even if, let's assume you're only together for 6-7 years. If you love him the way he loves you, and the camera's on my face, I'm not going to tell them we've been together for 6 years, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Alliance.
I'd much rather have it, based on the way they talk, I'd much rather have the understanding of, you know what, in that moment, I wasn't sure, so that's why I didn't react. I would just address why didn't you stop him. I would have said, since I'm addressed, I would have said, listen, the reason why I didn't react to stop Will or any of those things, because I was genuinely confused. I get what she was saying, but I don't like the way she's nonchalant about the way she says it. Because she could have articulated in that way, like, yo, I was just stunned
the
because
scary bit.
from what I understand, we weren't even together for the past 6 years. So I just didn't know what was going on. And in a million years, I didn't think he would do that. That's what a woman that respects you says. And what we said on this podcast all the time, respect is the biggest love language.
Of course.
For everyone, not even just for men.
For men, it's
Not even just for men, even for the woman.
It's true, though.
If she feels respected, it's calm as well. You understand what I'm saying? But
is.
Buzz, what's your take on where
You know
Will
what?
is at?
Do you know what? Will Smith has always played a character. He's always played a character.
Yeah.
We don't even know who the real Will Smith is.
I think that's
Facts.
true.
We need to get
I
back
think
to
that's
that.
Let's be real.
I think that's
Who
true.
is Will
Yeah,
Smith?
it's
What's his
true.
values? What does he stand
think
for?
that's true.
What's his thing? So
That is
when-
real Will Smith. I read his book. That is him.
so
He's had
yeah,
women
I read his
trouble.
book as well.
He's had women trouble since day
This
one.
is the and that's
He's
why he
never
says,
been successful with women.
and
Ever.
also going back
is
to that
crazy
book
'cause
actually.
that's not what
The
we
good
thought.
the book is I always urge
Love
people
it.
to read that book. It's called Will.
It is a good
by Will Smith.
Get the audiobook.
It's good.
Can experience it.
Yeah,
better.
audiobook is
The
better because
audiobook's
he's
better.
actually narrating
narrating
it
it,
himself.
and he puts his own music in it. It's fire.
But what I will say is, with this whole thing, I feel like the narrative that Will is trying to portray is like, bro, stick in there. Because one thing you got to understand about relationships, especially when you've been with someone as long or been together as long as Will and Jada, you know, the world is watching. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're benchmark for a lot of couples. Remember, they've been together since the 90s.
DJ Cole had to skip that Will and Jade love. That did not age well.
Shout out to
That-
J. Cole.
Bro, shout out to Cole.
J.
But that
Cole's-
did not age well. That did not age well.
What do you
That-
mean?
That Will and Jade love.
I
When-
know.
When Jada came out with that
That's the
entanglement,
upsetting part, though.
I'm sure J. Cole was just there like, shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Like,
Why
what
do
the
I have
hell?
to redact that?
I just went platinum with this shit.
That's what I'm saying. And do you know what it is?
We
I
don't know
think-
the real Will Smith. That's
we don't know the
big
Will Smith,
out.
and I feel
That's
like
important.
the image that he's trying to portray is like stick through love, stick through it.
Represent
I
love.
Every
agree with
relationship
you,
has
Buzz. I
every
agree.
relationship has its ups and downs, and everybody watching this has gone through some sort of
Facts.
up and down within their relationship.
True.
We just have to understand that these guys are literally in the public eye. And they're superstars.
Different
Do you know what I mean? So they're magnified.
Yeah.
So it could be like, I'm not talking to you today. And then that talking to you today, oh, you guys got to do this couple thing and you got to do this. And they're forced and bombarded. So I feel like, just like most things in life, time will reveal all. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
I think
You've been saying that for years.
yeah. Time does reveal all.
Because
Sometimes
time-
it reveals good. Sometimes it reveals bad. But the truth comes out in the end. And I think the fact of the matter is, Will loves Jada. It seems now more evident that he loves her more than she loves him.
That's
Facts.
it.
Yeah.
That's something that we can all agree on.
Yeah,
But
facts.
I'm not saying that Jada don't love him. I'm not saying that
Does it
Jada.
even matter if you love someone more than another person? Does it
I
matter?
think relationship. I think every relationship, there's a point where one person loves the other person more than the other, or the one person is putting more of an effort
Yeah.
than the other person. I think that's what relationships
Yeah.
are. At the end of the day, we came into this world as individuals, and in that process of living our life, we've all trying to establish ourselves and find ourselves. What happens is, as you're trying to find yourself, live your life, you meet somebody that follows you on that journey, but that person also has their own destination of where they want to go with their life. So what tends to happen is, as you're moving with someone, you're going on the same wave. That's why people talk about we're on the same wave. I like to think of it as a ship, two boats. We're going to the Mystery Island over there. It's called Mystery Island because nobody knows what's there. we just got a concept of what we think the island is gonna be.
Yeah.
And as we're going there, some people get there, or when they realize when they get to the island, oh, there's another island over there. You get me? And
But
I think
they thought that was the only island.
Yeah, they thought that was the only
and then
island.
They feel lonely until they find another island.
Exactly.
I feel an
and I feel like also as
feel
well
you.
with that same analogy is, as you're drifting, some people, the wind is blowing them a certain way, being difficulties and turmoil
turbulence.
in the
Not turbulence,
relationship.
what's it, thunderstorm.
Yeah, the weather. You know,
the weather can change.
The weather can change in any relationship.
Damage the boat,
And
sink
I
the
feel
whole
like
boat.
what's happening with Will and Jada, because they've been sailing together for so long, they've built this big, shiny ship that everyone can see. And we're looking at them like, oh, that can't sink. That can't sink. And Will don't want it to sink. But Jada's like, no,
Hella holes in the ship. That's
Yeah.
That's it.
Jada like, let that bitch drop.
Yeah.
Jada's like, let me go my own way.
No,
what's wrong with her,
What's
though?
so foul? She said,
What's that?
She saw a little boat and said, that little boat fulfills me. And went and had an
The
That,
boat.
that little boat,
That-
right,
That little
Then that little
boat.
boat started sinking. She's like, well, back on the ship. Until the next boat comes. But either way, a female perspective.
Please.
Miss Scarlett, what is your take on what you think's going on, from what you understand and what you think's going to happen?
It almost seems as if she's done with the relationship. She's just kind of hanging around because you've now spent a lot of your life in the public eye together. And maybe they just don't know how to then have that life separately. So they're just almost as if she's sticking around just for that reason.
yeah.
Whereas he is maybe sticking around thinking that they can get back to that point. because it seems he's got a
Well,
lot of love there.
Yeah, he
but
does.
she's the one that's giving out all that information that no one wants.
No one
Oh,
wants-
none
no,
of
at
us
this point,
asked
no one
to
wants-
hear
I love
this.
the meme when they say nobody. Jada, because you know the kids ain't even his. I love those
Yeah.
memes. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's just
So when a woman's like R. Kelly said it, when a woman's fed up,
Whoa.
yeah. You know, some of the greatest philosophers in life have also been.
What did he
critical,
do
yeah.
though? I just want to ask that
So
question.
now we're not even going into
Will
that.
Smith.
I'm
okay.
about to say. Like, bro, I was about
The
to
whole
say-
documentary on
I was yeah. So
I don't
Mr.
know.
Kelly.
no, basically.
No,
I'm
not
saying-
R. Kelly. I'm talking about Will Smith.
So what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
when
yeah.
a woman's fed up.
'Cause you said when a
basically.
woman's
I
fed
think
up, innit? Well-
she's been fed up, but for reasons we don't understand. But she has her own traumas as well, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
Definitely.
and then, like you said, I like the whole ship analogy because it's true. Everyone's sailing somewhere, whatever their ideal destination is. That island could mean marriage for somebody. That island could mean kids. The island could be 2 businesses. Whatever that island is. But what we've come to understand that is really about the journey. Then the only real true destination is death. That's the only true destination that you're guaranteed
Facts.
going
That's
to.
where everyone's heading.
Whether you feel
No
about
matter
it or
which way
not,
they
we're
go.
heading the same way.
That's
So it's how we sail in between. So it means when we pick people, and this is going to go into our discussion for today, which is when do we learn as men to take a woman seriously, and what are the dynamics of maintaining her now? Because I feel like guys, to get the woman is not the hardest part. It's really not.
Especially
the
these days.
hardest. It is not. the
I
hardest.
can't say that for everyone.
Hinge has taught a lot of
Guy's
men
married.
that it's
Yeah, well, it was a point where I wasn't buzzed. Come on, I was out here.
Yeah.
I was out here.
But-
That's scary because I would ask you when you say, see, I don't know.
No, so think it was-
no, but
Say,
my
come
thing is like, okay, cool. So guys that feel like, you know, they didn't get necessarily women or understand women at a certain point in their life, and then they find one, are they settling?
That's interesting. That's
What I'm saying.
All right,
That's a very
cool.
good
That's what I'm
question.
Now,
saying.
before we-
That's a very good
I want to entangle us in that.
Yeah.
But before we
No
entangle
entanglements. Hashtag no entanglements.
Before we entangle us in that, the first question of the day is, when do you know it's time to take a woman seriously? Seriously meaning you're now ready to, this is mine, I don't care who know it, and this is where I'm at. What are the symptoms?
Let me go first.
What are the symptoms?
Go first, but I'm not rushing.
You better go.
I'm definitely not
better
rushing,
write your
bro.
speech.
'Cause I'm like, we got more liquor? Because this is going to be a minute.
It's gonna be a minute.
It's
I'm
gonna
not
be a
rushing.
minute.
Go
You know
ahead,
what?
Buzz. Go.
So basically, I want to be clear on the question so you understand the nuances
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
question.
of course.
So the first thing is, yes, what are the symptoms that you say, oh, this is ready for that?
Yeah.
But also, what are you considering within yourself? Because it's not just good considering, oh yeah, I'm ready to take it seriously. Do you consider in yourself, what are the things you need for yourself to know that you're ready
I think that's
as
the
well?
first
So it's a
point.
2-part
Go,
question.
Buzz.
You get it?
Go, Buzz.
So Buzz, kick it off. kick it
Magic
off.
juice.
Take your time. Good luck.
No, I think that's an amazing question because one of the things is that we always have to be conscious of is one, we represent men, all cultures, all races. We're literally the mindset of men, and us being here shows the diversity of men. Obviously, our relationship status are all different to a certain degree, and yeah. So what I would say is, someone that's been in an in and out relationship for a very long time, when I first knew that this was what I wanted to get into, the biggest indication was, like I said prior, was me being on my ship. I've got this destination where I'm going, and I met someone that came along that sailed right beside me and was almost adding more fuel to my boat, helping me get there quicker.
Okay.
Great.
That there for me was a no-brainer. Oh no, I'm throwing my anchor on your boat and we're rolling together. So again, to break it down in layman's terms is, when I was dating, I found somebody that just made me feel good about me and what I do and who I am and the plans I have for myself. So they complemented my life. From that process, I felt like, you know what? I don't want nobody else to have this person. This is what in Nigeria they say. This is my personal persona.
Yeah.
Do you get? This is my PP. So this is my go-to person. I think every relationship or anyone that's in a relationship, it has to start off like that. If you don't feel like this person is my personal person, this person has my best interests, then it's never gonna work. I think that's the moment when you're like, oh, cool. Now, when we start talking about timing, this is what for some people that could happen in one day. You hear about people talking about
Facts. There is no time.
there is no timing. I have
time.
to clarify, there is no timing. And also as well, I feel like, because when we talk about relationships, it's usually a man that indicates, yo, you know what, this is a relationship. You're my girl.
Yeah.
A woman may feel like that the moment she meets the guy.
Yeah,
She's like,
women come
she might
stuff like
have other guys that she finds attractive
Yeah.
or interesting. But when she meets a guy that ticks a certain amount of boxes,
Yeah,
I
that
feel, again,
exclusivity
I'm not
straight
going to
away.
talk for women, but I feel from a man, oh, she's, she wants me.
Let's throw it to Scarlett.
Yeah, cool.
What up?
So that's my
Miss
perspective.
Yeah.
Scarlett.
What up, Scarlett? Tell
What up?
us.
I regurgitate the question again, just so
So
we're clear.
the question, love that. So the question is, when do you know that it's time to take a guy seriously, and when do you know you're ready to take someone
I
seriously?
know, guys, listen.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm all the way listening.
So I think the main thing is if you're gonna keep like what I can't remember who said it earlier, but keep trying to keep someone around. A lot of times I think men put in all that effort to get you, and then when they get you, effort's done. It's like, okay, you're mine now.
That effort aspect.
No, we're gonna discuss that because I want to. That's what this is about. Remember,
Yeah.
it's about when do we know we're ready and how do we maintain? Because we don't speak about
That's
maintaining.
true.
So
That's
yeah,
what Joe's
so
Yeah,
if
let's highlight ready
you're
first.
Yeah,
if
ready.
you're still
Right now, yeah.
maintaining that after a few months, you're still giving that same effort and energy, then I think that signals for a woman, okay, he's actually interested. He's not just here for a short time, fun time. So to me, that would then be the signaling. And then, well, at least from
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
No. What you're saying is totally valid.
but
I'm just
yeah.
thinking, I'm in that moment, I just thought, yeah, when does a guy just be like, nah, but anyway, when we come back round.
Go on.
Yeah.
Rich, what you saying? When do you know you're ready?
Man, for me, yeah, I think it's a personal thing. I think, like, for me, when I was ready to really take a girl seriously in terms of exclusivity, for me, it was more about where I was at in terms of what I was ready to develop into in a relationship. Because I'm not going to lie, I'd spent a few more years in the streets just out here.
That's
than
to
I
be
should have
sure.
been.
That's to be
Just-
that's to know if you really got a diamond in the dirt.
Do you understand what I'm
feel
saying?
you,
Just
man,
to know who I was in a relationship, to know who I wanted to be in a relationship with. And to be honest, when I was ready to take it to the next level with my person, I love you, babe, was more of it was just the right timing for me. Like I'd kind of done with the kind of on and off relationship, the whole, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me, let's get close
Yeah, 'cause
physically.
that's what it was before
And then
you-
after
yeah.
that, it's just like, okay, nothing. I got to that space enough times to realize that no, I actually wanted something to develop past that.
Well, what was the indicator? Because I feel like that covers so many broad, amazing places for us to look at. But specifically, what were the things, the itemized things? Like, for example, Buzz was like, you're pumping into my ship and fueling me forward. You're making me feel good about who I am. So
Yeah.
I want to know what the specifics.
I feel, but I
you
think
said you were ready.
Like I said, in the Bible it says like, and I hope I don't come across wrong here, but in the Bible it says, your wife is is sent to be your helper. Do you understand?
Amen,
It's
amen,
is
amen.
there to help be leverage to you and help you go in, like Buzzin said, in the direction you want to go. And in the moment where I was at, my partner was like
Doing
the
that.
perfect person to help me go in that direction, because I was kind of like branching out into my own independence, away from
Yeah.
the mandem, away from the stereotypical. Dion was just becoming Dion in his own right. You know what I mean? I had my own flat. I was literally
Way
more,
before
more
all of us,
independent
bro.
than most of the
Before
people
all of
around
us,
me.
that's the fact.
So, and this person was like, not like they were asking for it, but it was like they were just playing that role for that position perfectly.
Okay, good.
It's such a weird one, Joe.
And I was just like, let's.
I get you.
I'll be honest with you. In that moment, I didn't know it was going to be a long-term relationship.
course.
I was just ready
You're
for
ready
the
to
next
take-
evolution. the
yeah.
next step.
But
And
two things
this
we've
ain't
heard
gone back
today
since.
that's so dope is that, and bro, I love the fact. By the way, audience, we did not have this conversation beforehand about what the answer is going to be. But it's funny that the recurring theme is she came and added to where I was already going.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Facts.
hearing. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah.
So that is a massive thing.
Value.
If a woman could come along and add on to where you're already going,
Yes.
it's a massive thing.
Yes.
But also what I learned was that was not enough
Yeah.
Enough for you as the man.
for me as a man to move forward. Do you know why?
Go on.
Because I learned so much before I got married. Before that, I've had two serious people in my life, to be honest. That shows you where I'm at with things.
I
I really had. So,
You had more than
but what I learned in that relationship was the way I look at relationship is a business, and people know me. They're like, Joe, of course you do. I'm like,
Yeah.
but the reason why is because I'm a creature of habit, and I was raised to respect structure. So structure has always been I'm uncomfortable when I don't have structure. So what I looked at was like, I want to build a business, family being the business.
Yeah.
I need to find a partner who is qualified in areas that I'm not, and has the resilience I've got,
That's true.
and shares the same values I have. Because what I realized is that when I was young, I didn't trust love for 1 second. Because everybody in love ended up trying to kill each other.
Facts.
So I never trusted it.
That's crazy.
Because I watched so many good people who gave everything, and that person gave up, like, done. In fact, I was having a conversation I didn't mean. The woman told me she got divorced. When I asked her why, I could not fathom why that would be a good reason to leave someone. But I realized I'm less concerned about love, and I'm more concerned about the respect. I'm more concerned about the acts of service or my love language. I'm more concerned about those things.
Yeah.
Because love is this thing that it's like a radioactive thing. It's like when you observe it and you let it be in its contained environment, it's beautiful to watch what it can do and what it can power up. But when you try to control it and you try to tamper with it and you try to make it what you want, I feel like all the problems start from there. So what I did was I was like, all right, who am I as a person? What do I like and what I don't like? Then I went to what do I need and what does that need from me? So for example, I started reading. So 2 years before I got married, I started reading books on marriage, relationship, being a husband. And I realized most men don't ask themselves, am I ready to be a man to a woman?
Yeah.
They just look at what they feels work for them.
That's a real question.
They don't look at themselves like,
I think men should take a moment to meditate on that for a second.
men don't look
That's a
at,
good point.
am I available emotionally,
Yes.
mentally,
Exactly.
spiritually,
Not just financially.
psychologically, not just financially.
Because man think that they're ready financially and think that's it. But that's not it.
That's not only.
That's somebody's daughter you're
Because
taking.
once again, like I know, our benchmarks for what a relationship has not been always great, and I think that's what makes it hard to maintain.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, well, if you let your penis do most of the judging, which a lot we do, you're not going to find
Unfortunately,
the right
sorry,
one.
ladies.
You have to
on behalf
understand
of
that.
being a man.
Like example, I'm a free-spirited person, and I feel like that's what me and Buzz are like. Animal spirits me because I love being free, and I love experiences. So we have had amazing experiences. But we've had amazing.
That's why you lot need a guy like me.
Yeah,
To
and
ground
I've had
you.
experiences with you too. Don't draw yourself out of it. You wasn't here, man. You've had amazing experiences too. You're mature and shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is what I want to open it.
I'm happily almost married.
What I want to open a conversation is like, bruh, what I've learned is after you realize you love the person, you're into the person, you need to put that aside for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And actually look, is this person capable? Capable. Because if they're not capable, their love for you, all of that won't matter. They have to be capable. Meaning that, like, I've summed up everything to the 3 C's. I call it the 3 C's. Anytime a young person asks me, why
Break it down, Joe. What are the 3 C's?
my 3 C's is is my philosophy.
Shout out to Triple C. Shout out Rick Ross and all them, man.
There's 3 C's I look at. Competency,
Facts.
commitment level,
Yeah.
Facts.
yeah, and
Communication, right?
no.
That was a strong one. I'm with
No,
you on that one. I'm
competency-
voting for communication.
Competency, commitment.
Yeah, we might have to make that four, Joe.
Connection.
No, it was, oh my god, I'm complex. He said
Buzz is
commitment.
bringing that.
He
Man.
said commitment. Commitment sounded hard as well. I was like,
That's what
Should have been like, yeah.
I know.
You should have just added that, bro. Come on.
But it's basically the reason why is commitment, competency, and it was something to do with I can't remember the third
What's
one. But
consistency?
let's go communication for now.
Okay,
Because
let's
we'll
run
see
with
what
Yeah, that's
for
a
that,
strong
because
one
I
to
can't
put
remember.
there.
But I'll put it in the description. Because the
description.
2 things I look at is that competency and commitment thing. That matters to me above everything. Competency defines itself as being able to complete something successfully with efficiency. I'm gonna need a woman who can be successful and efficient. I need that. That's a non-negotiable. I need it. I'm gonna need it because I'm very good at completing things successfully and efficiently. Meaning, if I'm doing something wrong, you tell me, oh, babe, I don't like when you do something. I heard you. I'll make the adjustment straight away. If it comes to you, I'm like, I need time. You're testing me. Because I'm gonna need that. That's where that competency comes from.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And the commitment, because you have to be committed to it. Committed to it means when it's not going your way, when it's not what you want,
Facts.
when you don't like it, are you still down? Is the question, as John B said.
Shout out to Jada.
Are you still down?
No, shout out to Will. He's
Shout out
showing
to
up.
Will.
We know he's doing that. He's not needing a shout.
No, he does. That's the whole point.
No,
but we don't shout
Jada
when-
needs the attention to
No,
understand this.
just
shit.
this amongst in his mind of men. It's like
No, but
hold
he
a minute.
is. I agree.
When you're committed,
Yeah, he is
bro, we don't walk.
displaying
Away.
that.
Let me tell you something. If you want to know if you're committed or not, you don't walk, bro. You don't walk when shit get
fly.
tough. That's not what happens. Do you understand? You buckle down, get out your feelings,
Yeah,
and you fix the thing.
yeah.
Because
So that's a good point, though, because to all women who might think that men are not loyal,
Oh,
where,
no,
where you
fuck.
at now, though?
that's not.
Because
Oh, what are you talking to? Is that
because
shade
Will
to the
Smith
single
is
women?
no, because hey, he tried to Buzz tried to get me in trouble.
Nah, you know what we're saying is, what is reiterating is, I guess.
What I'm saying is
yeah,
though,
yeah.
like there's a man publicly displaying commitment,
and we're mugging.
and we are mugging him.
him.
We are treating
I
him
think-
for an agent.
Yeah.
I think as a generation, we are at the point whereby men and women don't understand each other based upon traumas, histories, post-slavery, whatever it may be. There's multiple reasons. Also as well, you have to understand a lot of people that are in relationships in this country are dealing with multicultural relationships. So as in, I grew up a certain way and you grew up a certain way. We have had a sexual connection prior, and then we have what I call a social connection. So a social connection could either be whether you meet someone in school or you meet them at
Or for
work
family
or whatever. That's called a social connection.
Yeah.
Sometimes we add way more value to that social connection than the actual real connection. A lot of people, myself included, obviously I've matured from when I was
Yeah,
dating
for
younger to when I am now. But when I was younger, there was a lot of questions that I wouldn't ask, or there's a lot of things that I wouldn't question.
Yeah.
Take that in. There's a lot of questions I wouldn't ask,
Ask a lot of
and there's a
things
lot
I
of things I
wouldn't
wouldn't question.
question. Yeah, facts.
So there's certain things that I may be dating someone they do, and again, coming from the way I've been brought up and whatever, I had a habit of, if something is going away that I don't like, I'll just cut you off. I don't need to explain myself. Like I don't.
You're a ghost,
like,
are you?
Ruthless.
I'm not ghost. I just cut you off. Like you know,
Ruthless.
You know, I cut you off.
That's that
Like,
sting in the buzz,
and-
boy.
Yeah, but what it was, and like, to be honest, I'm not justifying that. That's not right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
You're
communication
saying
is the
this
key.
is where you were at that moment in
Communication
time.
is the key to any relationship.
Yes,
but when
yeah.
I say cut you off, it's like I'm someone that I'm very optimistic and positive. So if I feel like there's a negative
Yeah,
direction or things are not gonna, I'd rather just leave you to get on with your
Yeah.
Stay with there, and I'll do my own thing. I've come to realize as time's gone along, communication is very, very key. Because
Very key. Talk about that.
and
Buzzzy.
communication goes both ways. This is the thing about communication. People always feel like, oh, tell me how you feel. That's communicating.
No.
Communicating is when someone actually
enough.
tells you how they feel, you actually process it, and you tell them, listen, you know what? I understand that you feel this way. I don't feel like that though. Personally, can you respect me?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel that way? Or are you gonna judge me based upon that? These things with communication, you get closer to the truth. If you
I like
communicate
that. You communicate where you
effectively.
Effectively.
Effect-
Do you know what I'm saying? If you
key.
But back
communicate,
to what I said about competence.
Key.
So I keep using that word competence.
Yeah, you need to
Meaning
have the
you're
competency
able
to be able-
function
yeah, the ability
in the
to
damn
do so.
relationship because
Yeah.
we just driven by our desires of what we want, what we want.
desires. That's
And
a
how
very
we
good
feel,
point.
how
How we feel, how we feel.
Yeah.
Rather than, hold on, you're not
How
always
is
going to
this
like
done?
this person, by
Yeah.
the way. You're not always going to like them.
No,
you
of
know?
course.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when I was married, I knew my wife wasn't fucking with me. I knew immediately. The house got cold. Like the exorcist lived there. It got cold immediately.
Damn.
So I would just know. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've just know. Like you know you're young and your mom's pissed off at you. This is if you're African, maybe if you're Indian is where you have this, but like because bro, when my mom was pissed, we'll just start cleaning up randomly.
Yeah.
Just to get back
You
on
better,
the
you
side.
know what to do.
Start cleaning.
You know
what to do,
exactly. You
right?
better. I'm just telling
So-
men out there need to know what
So
to
what
do
I'm
for their
saying
women,
about
boy.
competency is like you
And
got to
women need
ask
to know how
us.
to communicate to their men. I
But
feel like
here's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
let's
guys,
talk about that.
Here's what I'm
Buzzzy.
saying.
we don't go there though.
Let's
what I'm
bring that
saying.
back, boy.
Women always communicate to you.
No,
Here's what I'm
no,
saying. Hey,
no,
wait,
no,
let's
no.
digest first. Before you even disagree, let
him
sit with you
communicate.
for a minute.
They do.
Let me communicate.
But that's-
women always tell you what
That
they
subliminal
want.
stuff
Nah,
not
it's
working.
not subliminal. It's
Let
not
him
subliminal.
land.
Women can't wait to tell you what they want. Women can't wait to tell you what they want. The problem has always been, the hardest thing for a guy to do is to put down that logic and pick up that emotion.
Yeah. That's
It is
Emotional
almost,
intelligence.
oh my God.
emotional
I'll be
intelligence.
real.
is
Let me
key.
tell you something,
You
guys.
have to learn that.
If
as
you're
man.
with a woman long enough,
key.
she's going to ask you one day to throw your logic in the bin and sit here in this nonsense.
You know what? I'm gonna take it
Now-
one step further, Joe. Sorry to cut you
Yeah,
there,
go
but
on.
I'm gonna take it one step
Go on.
further. If you are not inner finding out anything about emotional intelligence. Just leave her.
Just leave her alone. Yeah, just leave her alone.
Yeah,
Just
there's no
leave
point
the-
going
leave
into
the
a
point.
relationship.
Leave the door.
Now,
leave
when I say-
the lady alone.
When I say the
Just
woman's
leave her
always
alone.
communicating with you, if she's an emotional creature and we say men, we say that's what she is, then she don't want to communicate the way you want.
Yeah. That's
So stop expecting her to tell you to your face. Stop it. Stop. Stop. It's ridiculous. She's not a man. It's other man. No, I'm like, tell me to my face.
yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you to your face, bro. That's not how they function. Not today, not tomorrow. She's been telling us.
Oh, so you
When-
feel like
Yeah,
women
go
are
on.
more passive.
Men are also
Indirect.
Women don't listen. Men don't pay attention. Women don't listen. Men don't pay attention.
I like that.
When you pay attention back to
think that's
the level of competency requires you to be able to pay attention.
all
She
these
will let you know
gems.
what she's feeling, what she can't help but to let you know how she feels. So why are you missing the signs is the question. Because when I understand that, okay, cool, I know I'm not just the most romantic person on the planet. Back in the day. Now, stop. I'll romance you into
Okay. Stop scratching your
Hey, Joe Dash it.
I gotta big up myself. Nah, I've come a long way. Nah,
Hear that, ladies?
people that know me know I've come a long way. They know I've come a long way.
It's okay.
They know I've
It's
come a long way.
okay, Joe. It's okay. It's okay. Innit?
You know what I'm saying? Fellas, listen. Don't be afraid to big up yourself, you know.
Come on, big up.
Because if you don't big up yourself, if you don't make it a norm
That's good.
to big up yourself,
Fact.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
won't have an incentive to keep doing
Loyal-
better.
And also
Self-love,
about things like
baby.
this, like
Self-love.
guys are so quick to flex on each other. We need to flex on each other. Like, yeah, man took my girl. This. and
Yeah,
man did this,
we
and my
change the
girl- and
flex.
The way the flowers and the confetti
But
was coming
funny
through the
enough,
ceiling.
You know what? Back in my
They love
day,
that. Yeah,
Real
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Back in
That's
my
how
day,
we need
you
to
get
flex.
called us hoey, boy.
So now,
And we,
yeah,
it was kind of
But as-
toxic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
You're
But
right.
in
We
the
have to
new era
change
now.
that.
we grew up. We grew up in that era. You're right.
Yeah,
Rich
yeah.
is right. We grew up in that era. But as I said, if you know how long I've come away, because when one romance bone in my body at one point, there was zero. I didn't.
And you know what?
I couldn't spell romance.
Can I say something to you as well? To add to that, now a lot of guys watching this ain't romantic. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that
So let me
romance.
finish what I was saying. So I forgot.
Just add it. Just add it. Though.
Yeah. So add on to what I was saying. So
go on.
just to wrap it up, basically.
Yeah, go on, please.
Basically, what I'm saying is, bro, at the end of the day, yeah, the part of because every time I'm going to highlight these C's that I'm talking about, why they're so important, because that commitment to, I wasn't always romantic. So I said, okay, every end of the month in the weekend, I'm blocking out the weekend. I don't care what's going on. There's not enough work on God's green earth. There's not enough anybody that's going to take me away from that weekend. That weekend is so me and her can fall in love all over again. That's the whole point of the weekend. If I take a woman somewhere, I'm really trying to fall for you, because at the end of the day, if I don't feel like I can, why am I doing all that? So what I'm saying to wrap it up is, basically, in that moment, I created scenarios where every month there's a weekend where I took her away. Sometimes I didn't even take her away. She went away by herself. But that weekend was about her, not me, about her. So I might take the kids and go do what you're doing, or she might just go off and do something, or she wants to spend time with me. I'll plan in advance. Go through my Rolodex of the family. Rolodex is me showing my age, but Scarlet Street.
Dex. Them man there.
Go through the Rolodex.
Rolodex, Joe, yeah? You need to change
Showing
that.
my age, I know. I went through my iPhone.
Nokia.
I went through my DMs.
Going through my Nokia.
You better say to do or something.
I went through my DMs.
You better
sorry.
say
I mean,
Microsoft to do or something.
No, I went through my DMs. My to do this. I went through my DMs,
Yeah. Rolodex.
and then I'll find a babysitter, and I make sure she had that.
Yeah,
that was something she could look forward to. I didn't have to do the big hoopla. It was just that's something she could look forward to get
Yeah.
dressed up, go eat, blah blah blah. So what I'm saying is that, bruh, she's always telling you what she wants. But if you cannot be competent in the emotional department,
to pay attention.
pay attention, you're gonna miss everything. And then down the line, she's screaming at you. You don't know why. You don't know why she's screaming at you. See, and what we do as guys that we need to stop doing is stop calling her crazy. Stop telling her that she's on one or she's on a period. It's all condescending marks to kind of negate the fact that we lost track of time and stopped paying attention.
Yeah, and we're not doing it, yeah.
If we're paying attention, she's telling you what I want.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't what you're saying.
No, you know what? All I was gonna say, what I was gonna say, I was trying to defend them guys that ain't romantic. I was gonna say, if guys, if you're not romantic
excuse.
or you find yourself not being romantic, I can understand the fact that you may not have been, because most things that we do is based upon influence, and that's why what the biggest inspiration for us even doing this is because we want to influence the future to have a different mentality and
Facts.
approach relationships
From a
from a
different
more mature and a different perspective, and also as well give women insight. But going back to the guys that are not romantic, romance doesn't have to be I buy you flowers.
Nah.
Like he rightly said, it's like romance is when you take time out to fall in love with that person again.
It's important.
Whether it was a physical attraction, was a mental attraction, whatever it may be, is you actually say, you know what, I'm actually going through my calendar, yeah, and I'm choosing a particular day.
We know who's up
to
to the time
dedicate
with
to
this
you.
one.
Yeah.
I know myself from my own history. There's many times I've done things like that, and then an opportunity comes up, and I'm like, hey, listen, hey, babe. Hey, babe, you're my babe, so you know what I'm trying to do with my future. And obviously now, as time's gone along and maturity, I've understood what's happened is I've disregarded this person based upon my own self, and it comes across selfish. That I can understand, do you know what I mean? That is just a level of maturity I've got to. So what I would say to anybody listening to this, and women as well, this is another thing as well, on the both sides, men are not used to being appreciated
Yeah.
by the world.
Talk about it.
No, by the world in general.
Talk about it.
So if you do have a man, giving your man sexual time, that's just a given. Like, that isn't romantic. You wearing some lingerie one day is like, oh my God, I was romantic because I wore lingerie. No, you got to do more than that. Everybody has to make what they call an effort. Everybody has to make an effort. He was talking about logical thinking. As a man, you have to learn, you know what, let me switch this off. Let me take in what she's saying and now try and change her narrative of the situation. Likewise with women, a lot of men harden up because their woman has hardened up, and that's what it's become. It becomes a norm. When I think about Jada and Will, it comes across that Jada's become very hardened.
Yeah, she has.
Based upon maybe Will's lack of attention or affection or both. Whatever has happened is the dynamics have changed, and the expression is different. So what I would say is that as men and women, we need to come out of ourselves. To work in any relationship, you actually have to put in work. You literally have
It's
to.
constant work, by the way.
No, definitely.
It's
You know what?
constant work.
I will say this as well, just to reiterate you lot's point, is that just another angle for maybe anyone who else out there who didn't understand what we were saying. Like, to me, romance is about consideration.
Facts.
That's what that's about. It's like, how much or what can I consider about this person and the things I'm going to do for them?
Do you think it's sacrifice as well?
A little bit of, because it
No,
takes a
they're both- they're both-
sacrifice.
Being in a relationship is sacrifice.
Yeah,
Exactly. do you know
Damn
what I
right.
mean?
Being in a relationship is sacrifice.
It is. So,
Facts, it is
you know,
sacrifice.
I feel like you have to just figure out where can I consider her in my life and in her life, and how can I boost that point. But I also give you a Jay-Z lyric as well. You know, too many brothers want to be lovers, don't know what romance is.
True. Facts. But what I tell people, like, let me tell you how I beat the game, guys. Let me tell you how I beat the game. It made that marriage smooth. Let me tell you how I beat the game. It's the subtlety. What I started is subtle things. Yeah, I realized. I spoke to my granddad one day, and I was like, "Yo, I am struggling. This marriage is hard as hell." And he's like, "It's not hard. You're hard-headed as hell." And I was like, "Okay."
Like, granddad got one on
I'm
you,
like,
man.
by the way, I'm like, yeah, I haven't been crying for the past 30 minutes or nothing. Just go ahead and just shove that in my way, innit? But what it meant was, what you're saying to me was like, yo, you got the room for mistakes has to be bigger for the room for success. Because we're human, and back to what you're saying, we all come from different cultures, different things like that. But I feel like all of that don't matter if you're committed, you're competent, and you're willing and able. I don't think none of that matters.
Facts.
It can't matter.
But that's a major. That's
So
a
what
mature
I'll do
perspective.
is, like, it might be a thing she might be cooking in the kitchen, stuff like that. I might come to offer a hand. I might just keep the kids busy and sit it there. I might wash up after. Remember, it's the DNA of the relationship. You have to construct the DNA of the relationship. How do you want the ebb and flow to work? So, for example, I would be like, okay, no, or even just like grabbing a bum on my way up the stairs. Or
I'd be doing that
Or
shit.
kiss her on the. But what I'm saying is, sorry,
You dirty,
Wow, boy, you know?
you dirty.
I do that shit. All right, bro. Safe environment. Safe environment. You good? You good?
Any babe I get, I go.
Yeah, of
quick on
course.
your shit.
Now,
One of our guilty pleasures.
okay, well,
One of our guilty pleasures.
basically what
of
I'm
a
saying is
relationship.
there's squeezing it and there's just letting her know that she's desired. She's
Yeah.
sexy. Because to me, I realize keeping her feeling sexy is important.
100%.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And
100%.
I'm not a fan of watering other gardens because my garden's gone stale. I'm a scientist. I'm gonna go in there and figure out why is this not clicking.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'll go to myself and have a me, myself, and I conversation like, Joe, what's the last time we took her out? What's the last time we bought something nice? What do we do a checklist like,
Yeah.
it's been a few weeks since I said blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But when you have a relationship, for guys out there, look, guys, don't worry about being the biggest romantic person, all that stuff.
Facts.
We're talking about your commitment to to keep her.
To want to learn.
To wanna-
to
Ah,
learn in the
thank you.
relationship. To grow in the
That
relationship.
word, I was
That's the
dying.
growth.
I was dying.
No,
Last
yeah,
10
because
minutes.
that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why.
Learn. So there is no excuse. The thing about human beings is that when we say, oh, we're only human, it's always when we're at the weakest point. But when we do great things, we never say we're only human. Do you know what I'm saying? Part of being human is doing amazing things. So what I'm saying is, essentially, it's like, yo, like, this is why I have to assess the woman very, very carefully, like thoroughly, first and foremost. So when we talk about the main topic about what things are we looking at, because I did give my point, I was thinking, you
Was it
got
not the 3 Ps.
no 3 C's.
Sorry, my bad.
No, yeah, it wasn't 3 C's. But basically, I did get my point, my bad. But what I'm
yeah.
saying is to expand on that was like, yo, we have to start looking at it back to, am I ready for all this work?
That's
It's a lot of work.
Bro,
Not just, oh, my life looks
That's
great.
the
Am I
real.
ready,
That's
bro?
the real question.
the truth of the
Am I
matter is,
ready?
a lot
That's
of
the
people
real
ain't
question.
ready for a relationship.
Not ready.
And it's
I had to do
okay.
that before my-
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? The social media make it worse.
Yeah, but then if you're
Yes,
not
sir.
ready, why do you jump into that relationship?
this is
Because social media makes it worse.
I'm
Why?
not going to
Not
be.
even-
I'll tell you why. Let me say why. Let me say why.
Not
Then you tell me.
just social media.
Let me say why.
Not
Not
just
just,
social
not just,
media.
but I'm
Everyone
gonna
got their,
yeah. I'll tell you
yeah.
why. Then we just go
Yeah,
round.
yeah,
the
yeah.
room.
Go-
I want to hear
go-
why.
tell me your one.
I'll tell you why.
'Cause
This is
I
why.
have a
And I'm
different
saying
theory.
social media made a lot for men and women in 2 different ways. For the women, when they are, as much as women are like, I don't need no man around, whatever. We know for a fact humans were built for connection and
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
That's how we
We are
survive.
social
We're
creatures.
social creatures.
We use other people's inventions.
Inventions. We lose.
Why
we
ain't
have
I
to
making
interact.
my own water?
But what I'm saying is, because the reality of it is, being by yourself and say, I'm content, I'm happy, bro. The reality of it is, you're just there because of circumstance. Because the reality of it is, ain't nothing better than loving someone and being loved.
Yeah.
Don't tell me being
We
by
want
yourself is
that.
better.
We
You're
want-
full of
no,
nonsense.
no, no.
Yeah.
It's because the circumstances not providing it, so you've had to learn to be happy on your own, and I understand that.
yeah.
Social media makes women feel like you're missing out. Because then vacations be killing these women. You're not killing the man. The man them are like, oh, how much you spend?
Yeah.
The first thing man them be thinking like, woohoo, how much was that? She's thinking, oh my God, I would love that. And a man's mind is like, man, 10 plus 10 minus 4.
He goes, nope.
When you talk to men about marriage, you know almost men tell you why they didn't get married? I'm trying to get my money right. Because that's how
Yeah.
we think.
Yes.
Because we know this is an expense.
Yes.
Because I can't come to you some small diamond.
Of course.
I can't come to you some small.
Of
Me,
course.
my
And the
little-
longer you stay in that relationship or
And
partnership,
the bigger the diamond.
the bigger the diamond. Hey.
Yeah, so that's what's your take?
No,
So I'm saying basically, social media is pressuring women into a space, and it's pressuring men to feel like, because when we hear come and say, oh, you know, if your woman's still paying for this and that, you're not a real man, and blah blah. I'm like, shut up.
The guy's a millionaire.
So,
now.
yeah, I'm saying you're a millionaire talking to majority of the men.
He
who
was
don't
just
have
trying to
that.
get new pussy. Straight up.
Yeah,
That was,
exactly.
hey, listen, I'll pay for
But what I'm
whatever.
saying.
But listen, going back to what the initial question is, I think what tends to happen is people go into relationships based upon attraction. The initial thing is, I'm attracted to you. And then that attraction is now, for me as a guy, I think for a lot of men, we feel like, you know what, you're attractive. Let me see what you're about. Now, the seeing of what you're about is maybe taking you for a meal. Now, you might be like, listen, then we have different type of women. You might be like, no, don't worry, I'll pay for half. Oh, you're a different kind of babe. Because like everybody, human beings in general, we have to categorize every single thing we do.
Yeah.
The women we meet. If I went to the club and a woman, I saw her thong out, I saw her nipples, I'm going to see a hoe. Get me? Depending on my mood on that particular day, she might be like, you know, I'm just feeling liberated today. She might not actually be a hoe. She might be like, I am actually a neek or a geek. I am a science professor.
Nice.
But tonight, I just want to be wild.
Yeah.
And so that one night, I've made that one judgment based upon that one
night.
decision.
Yeah, facts.
And this is where it goes back to about making good decisions. Because when you make good decisions, you kind of get good results. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is a certain.
Yeah, you can't guarantee nothing.
But if you carry yourself a certain way, people will look at you a certain way.
That's how society works.
Especially when you're trying to meet strangers.
Facts.
Now, a stranger is someone that doesn't know your background. I don't know nothing about you. So what you present to me is what I'm going to judge you on. And based upon the attraction, the little getting to know you here and getting to know you there is where I can get to a point. I think this is what happens as well. I think a lot of men are attracted to women. They get to know the woman and they realize, you know what I thought you was?
Yeah.
You were selling me a dream. Now, what
Oh,
happens?
that vice versa.
No, vice versa.
Oh, vice versa.
Vice versa.
That's what
Guys as well. Guys, I borrowed my car before to go and link babe. Hey, I ain't judging. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
When I was younger, then we didn't play them games. We from the ends, bro.
What
We
I
didn't have it like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm basically trying to say is about value. Like it's about one, you yourself as men. A lot of men don't understand their value. we talk about high value men. You see, when we talk about high value men, that means we're referring to people that have.
We say high performance now because high value triggers everybody.
High performance. Initially, it was high value.
Yeah, this year it
See,
was.
internet be changing the terms of everything.
I didn't know we were there.
But,
Yeah,
but
we're here now.
high value
Yeah,
in a
top
sense
off.
was a guy that is basically financially stable and is able to.
Not really. A high performance man is a man that is competent, committed, willing, and able.
Yeah, that's come from.
That's what's happened.
That's a
now.
man's version of it.
As we've evolved, that's what's happened now. We've got to be with the evolution of things, right? So it might have started here at high value, but what we've understood is that your money don't make you high value.
Yeah, no.
In real time, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It makes you high value in the dating market, but what's happened is women have also shifted to understand that emotional intelligence and everything else is just equally valuable.
You know what?
Now, a high performance male is one who can
Can he perform?
Do you know what I want to?
perform on every level.
My point I want to get to, based upon attraction of this, most people now find it more comfortable to date online because it's now gone back to the mystique. Yes, I'm attracted to you, but I still need to know more before I entertain you. It's now, let's build a connection of some sort and then build upon that. That is the new foundation of relationships.
Got you.
Prior was, I see a girl, I'm attracted to her, hey, what's her number? Let me take you out.
Yeah, times have changed for sure.
One, guys don't have that confidence as much. Women really be shutting them down. Obviously, also as well,
Shut down.
because I'm talking for the guys. Obviously, women,
That's what we're here for.
women obviously have their own perspective in it, and then obviously a lot of guys and women are fake. You see them in the club thinking that there's something they're not, or you see them in a venue or an event and you think there's something they're not. And as you get to know them, they keep up the charade or whatever, and then to a point where they just reveal themselves because time reveals all, as they say.
Yeah.
My whole point is this: is like the main focus now. I think with relationships should be connection, understanding somebody, and then being real. If I don't know you, I can tell you what I like.
Yeah, facts.
If you don't want to
Facts.
deal with me no more, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we need to get comfortable with being ourselves.
Being authentic.
Like, for example, I've met girls
that
and they'll be like, oh, I don't like guys that smoke. I was thinking, what are you talking about? Yeah, but he was smoking though.
Yeah.
He lied to me. But you was with him for 6 years.
I know.
You get me? But he lied. I don't want my new boyfriend to smoke. And I'm like, yo, you see, this is the
Bring your
thing.
trauma to now.
That's
and blocking
trauma.
your blessing. We could be compatible, but you bring so much.
A lot of
trauma
people
into it
block their
that
blessings.
Make the person.
Thank you.
That's what a lot of people block their own blessings that way. They bring so much of their past into the situation, and you're just there like, I don't want to.
I feel like
other man's.
we should allow people to be open
what
and
I'm
be
saying?
themselves.
Fact.
Also, as
That's
well,
what men don't want to do.
Also, as well, like guys have dealt with girls where they've kept it real with the girl, and the girls, oh no.
Yeah.
But when it was phony, they were down.
Yeah.
But when they kept it real,
Yeah.
they wasn't.
No, talk about Buzzer,
That-
because that's also a very good point.
that acts
That's
as a
not very good.
psychological
Are
effect.
the ladies ready?
Because guys,
Sorry,
as much
sorry.
guys and women, human beings in general, we all communicate. So, for example, if I met this girl, oh my god, she's so amazing. She's a wifey type. That's a term guys say,
Yeah,
wifey
wifey
type,
type,
and there's
yeah.
certain values within that. We can
And
break
we
that
don't
down another
discuss it
time.
among the brothers.
Yeah.
We will discuss this in court.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
sit there and be like, bruh.
The same way women do, men do as
Yeah,
well.
we wanna
But
discuss
then
eggs.
every group or every social circle have red flags. So, for example, I'm dating this girl, cool. I've been dating her like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks or whatever. And then she hits me up with, oh my God, I ain't got money for my rent. Can you cover that?
Forget that.
Is that something people are
Forget that.
There's people come with different stuff.
Let me tell you.
Now, from a guy, obviously,
It
I'm
happens.
Nigerian.
Women- for guys,
Nigerian
I
guys
think
in
it
the
happens.
culture, we generally like, don't worry, I'll sort that out. But that guy might not be able to afford it. So there's two fakeries going on. One, he cannot provide for her in the way that she needs because he's still trying to build himself.
Yeah.
But he wants to keep this woman because he's enjoying the connection.
Yeah.
Two, she was never ready to be in a relationship because she still hasn't got herself patterned.
Over the-
You
and but
taught me, bro.
What?
Yeah.
As you're talking, you know what the revelation you've given me?
what's that, my bro?
As we
Please.
speak from
Come
the
on, we
top,
love revelations. Everything
From the
stops for that.
revelation.
Bishop Buzz and the producers made
go.
the revelation.
Preach on.
Everybody is too caught up in the fantasy.
Yes.
That's what I've learned from what you're saying.
The imagination
We're
and not
too
the reality.
committed to the fantasy, rather
Yeah.
than the reality.
But to be fair, brother Joe,
Speak.
to be
Archbishop.
fair, we've been sold, everything about relationships has been sold on a fantasy level. From the
Yeah,
music
from
we
the
listen
music to the
the
Hollywood.
media we watch, all of that.
Them slow jams.
That's
Girls really be
us.
thinking guys would be.
Hey, in the 90s, they gassed.
Nah, bro.
It's not that, bro.
It's like,
It's
yeah,
not-
come over here.
It's not that. It's not that. So,
real.
you know, to boost to that point, bro, it's not even our fault that we are in this fantasy or fanatical mindset when it comes to relationships because everywhere where we taught about relationships
Oh, shit.
was a fantasy.
No, you're
Shout out
right.
to Mariah
You're right.
Carey. I had how many nights
you're
listening to
right.
her album from my aunt,
Everything, yeah.
thinking that's what a girl wanted to
But
hear.
here's the thing.
Lies.
Here's the thing. Now we're adults. unfortunately, those decisions cause problems.
There is that
Major
Facts.
problems.
Yeah, there is that.
Kids are born out of that fantasy.
Yo,
Yeah.
A whole relationship are started out of that fantasy.
That's
facts.
So what I realized was like, yo, we're too caught up in the fantasy. Because real life is hard. I say this to everyone, and I was like, it's hard. I mean, everyone knows I'm also in the entertainment business, but it's hard to sell hard work to people. It's not profitable to sell hard work.
No.
You become richer selling convenience.
Yeah.
Facts.
This whole
So-
society is built on.
Right, so it means in relationship, selling the convenience, he said something important. She'll be like, I can't afford my rent this month. I don't worry about that. Because it was
Convenient.
After he puts the phone down, how do I pattern?
I'm
What
gonna
he should have said
this
is,
extra.
babe, what you gonna do?
This extra.
That's what he should have said. But then again, pride,
but-
ego,
no, but the thing is-
pride, ego. The guy gonna be like, oh man,
Guys,
but
listen.
no, Buzzy, that's
Do I
actually
realise-
important because sometimes we mistake what a man needs to actually provide.
what is a man?
No, but let's pause
get
for a
back to that
second
after
though.
that. After
Is
you
that
say it.
sometimes it's not the actual finances that we provide. Sometimes it's the
Solution.
wisdom. Sometimes it's the
solution.
information.
Ah, this guy, hey.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
when a
But
babe-
you're not
Cool story,
ready,
bro.
But you're not ready to follow a next man. Why? Because you haven't dealt with the mistakes you've made or the man that you followed wrongly.
True.
Ah.
But when
So
that,
now
that builds
I can't follow you. So as long as it's comfortable for me, I'll follow you. The moment it's uncomfortable,
Oh yeah, all day.
and I have to now really trust in the man I've picked, this is where we have the.
But then, I always blame the man. I always do. Always.
Okay,
Yeah,
Joe.
yes,
Our
he does.
I always do.
I love the
he does.
accountability.
If you're going
partner.
through
He's
nonsense,
always putting it back on.
yeah,
We love you for that, Joe.
yeah.
Not really.
We got to. We got to. Because, bro, Buzz used to say this thing and it's always stuck with me and I've always used it. I've been teaching my kids it. Like, life is one big experience.
Fact.
What experience am I creating?
That's a good
All
point.
right, then.
That's a good point.
I'm creating these experiences.
It goes
then
back to
turning
what you
round,
say. It goes back to what you say, Joe, about paying attention.
paying attention.
much
So
attention
now
are
what
we
will
paying?
happen is we do all of that, but then it's like, my guy, whatever you're experiencing is you. You're experiencing you. That's what a woman's there to reflect you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
What you're experiencing is you. If she's just that way, you remember you picked her.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem when you were busting a nut. It wasn't a problem when she was giving you a blowjob. It wasn't a problem then. So this is what I'm saying about man. The way we fail, I think, as just men, is that, guys, you cannot go build relationships off of attractions, because that's
Yeah.
a powerful thing that he mentioned.
Yeah.
Off of attraction. So what if I'm attracted to you? That's nice, but trust me, women out there, sorry, I'm gonna say this, it's gonna sound crass and just dead as hell. But once we bust that nut, we come to our senses.
Hey.
Oh, life is clear as day.
Almost immediately.
He said it on me.
It's clear as
But
day.
it is facts.
Yeah, it's clear as day. So man have to sit down and be like, wait a minute. What do I need? Forget what you want. Your wants change, man. What do you need? What
That's
kind
a
of
weird
man
one.
are you?
Do you know what's so funny? So
Go ahead.
just an afterthought, as you said. Do you think that's why some women give it to men quicker and some women feel like this is the last line? Let me hold it, let me hold it, let me hold it. And also, we're in a society where, I'll be real with you women, guys can just pay for sex. It's very cheap.
It's very
and
cheap.
there's apps now.
It's cheaper to actually pay for this.
Man said there's apps.
No,
And it's no,
But it's actually
it's called no strings attached,
Yeah.
no stress attached. Obviously, paying for sex is not the same as making sex or
definitely
having
the same.
sex.
Definitely
Is you get
It's
me?
because we like each other.
It's not advisable, guys.
It's not, I wouldn't advise that because it's not the same thing. But what I'm basically trying to say is that women feeling that their pussy is their value, that's the biggest mistake.
problem.
Mistake.
That's the
the
biggest mistake. Your
problem.
pussy is not your
Pussy
value.
power is not
Your
a real
value-
thing when it comes to relationship. We
There's
just gotta
guys,
say it.
and I've said this
Dead
before,
back
there's
talk.
guys that are specialist pussy crackers. They will crack your brain,
I grew
then
up
crack
with
your
them.
pussy, then crack your back.
Ooh, and crack your friends.
And then they'll crack on with your friends.
Crack on with yes.
Real life
real
shit.
talk.
Facts.
Real life shit.
'cause real-
I'm not included, but I know some. No. 'cause-
Disclaimer.
I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is that we need, as women.
No, but we do say that
value
always
is very
on
important.
this podcast. Sorry to cut you, but on this
Yeah, go
podcast,
on.
we always say it. We're only speaking the truth from a compassionate, respectable,
Yeah,
understanding
always.
point.
Always,
So
always.
whatever we're saying is because we understand in the normal setting, it's hard for women to hear all this stuff. But
Facts.
this conversation really is more to get the young men's mind right, because we can't keep hearing men are this, men are that. Okay, we're doing something about it. We're going to start being honest and truthful about the problems we're having. So in that case, you're right. We will crack on. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what I realized for a lot of men as well, don't forget your train of thought, please.
no.
What I'll just wrap up and say is that, look, the only time, in my opinion, you should be worried about, like, for my son to come to me and say, I've got this woman I want to take serious, I'm going to ask him, like, bro, first things first, how much do you have in your bank?
Facts.
Secondly, how do you deal with conflict? How do you manage conflict? Thirdly, do you have the discipline for it? Because without those things, I don't want to hear the woman you got. So what I'm saying to man is develop yourself first. Don't worry, the women
That's
will
the
come.
key.
Develop yourself.
Definitely.
Because when you're not developed, you can't get the woman you want. So
But that's going back to what you said about when are you ready for a relationship?
When are you ready for
Are
it?
you developed enough?
Are you developed? And how do you know you're developed, fellas? Your discipline's all the way on point.
Yes.
So going back
you
to
know me
discipline,
and follow me, you know.
not having sex is part of discipline.
That's why I'm like, guys, if you're
sperm
21, 22,
retention.
23 and you're in a relationship,
You hear about boxers
you're
doing
fucking
it,
up.
all these sports athletes
But
doing
let me
it.
tell the young man about this.
Please,
If you're
let 'em know.
18 to 21, 22, and you're in a full-blown relationship, let me tell you now, you're fucking up.
Whew.
If you're age 18 to 21 as a young man, you're in a full-blown relationship, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
But that shit about to go viral. still.
One, you can't provide nothing. You can't even provide for yourself fully. So I don't know who you're providing for after that.
Facts.
Secondly, you don't even know who the hell you are
Yeah,
and
met
how the world
yourself.
works.
You have no
Just yet. Thirdly, you haven't developed the discipline for mostly anything. Except for getting money you might be as good at.
and maybe
Because
cracking,
you youngers are doing very
maybe
well with getting
cracking
money.
some pussy, but
And getting some vagina, so it makes you feel like you're ready.
yeah,
get money, you get
feel
pussy.
like
Get
ready.
money.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
you don't feel like
I
that.
get
Girls
pussy
that come
early
with
and
the
think
money.
that man can handle
Why
it,
should you
but
not be in a
it's not
relationship right at that moment in your time? Because that is your time to learn your discipline properly. Your sexual discipline, your mental discipline. That's the time to do it. Why? It's because when you've become the man you're supposed to come, I promise you, women will be the least of your problem. The least of your issue. The least. Do you
There'll be a
understand?
distraction.
Because
if
when I was
anything,
young, I
that's
didn't
the
think there'll be a
biggest
day where I have to switch my phone off because women are there. I didn't think in my lifetime. But when you take the time to go build yourself, get your money right, get your mind right. The reason why I keep coming back to the money is because we have to understand something. In our society, as much as women talk about independent equality and blah, 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 please believe when that mortgage is due, you're supposed to pay the lion's share of it.
Yes.
So we're not going to ever let go of that. Keep that bankroll coming in, fellas. Keep it coming in. First of all, you should dump anyone that tells you don't go work today. Just sit in the bed with me. Or don't go do this today. Let's just chill in bed. Dump
Forget
her.
that. Forget that.
Immediately.
Forget that.
Immediately.
You need to leave her alone.
Uber that.
No, she wants to moist. She's in her feelings.
What she's saying
forget
to
that.
you is that
Because that same girl will turn around when you're broke and say, long for that. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Real
And
talk.
that's that discipline we're talking about. When we talk about the
When you ain't got
fundamental discipline,
the relationship's
can we
hard
break
to
down the
maintain.
fundamentals of discipline?
Fundamental discipline is this. You have to the first thing you got to do to learn discipline is separate how you feel from your obligation.
Facts.
They are not one and the same. How you feel doesn't matter. Coming here today was horrible. Horrible.
I feel bad.
And
I feel
top
bad.
it all off, when I got off to go
Shit,
get
we nice people, Joe.
when I got off to go and get, some drink for my people to make sure that they right, I stepped in poop, in dog poo.
Literally shit.
I stepped in dog poo.
Sorry.
That's what happened.
know,
I stepped in
some shit,
doo-doo.
man.
It's old school.
Somewhere in this world is good.
So I had to go to I had to go to like one coffee shop, use the bathroom and just. When you understand, I have an obligation. I have people that have taken the time to come and help me do this. My mood swing, and believe my mood was swinging in that bathroom. Yeah, like Burner was swinging like Django over. It was swinging. Yeah, I was so angry. I had to go calm down. That's why I took so long to even come today. I'm like, go and calm down. These people are taking too much time
It's
to
not
come here.
usually late
It's not about me. Calm down. I'm in the bathroom just calming down because every time I smell the poo, I'm more angry.
Every time
But that's the whole point. It's like, guys, so the discipline is like separate your feelings from your obligation. They're not the same. If you're only going to move when you feel like you're failed already.
Yeah.
And in layman terms, for people that are not getting that, discipline is being able to do what you have to do, even though you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And
That is a skill. You
know
have
what?
to learn that.
I don't always. You think I'm born to
Nobody's
take out
born
the
with
trash?
that.
I'm not born to
Nobody's
take out the
born
trash,
with that.
but I do it.
You have to learn and develop it, and it's different areas. So there's
gotta do
physical
it.
discipline,
Yeah.
there's
You need
mental,
all of it
there's
to be able to-
sexual.
You know
there's
what? And I will
spiritual.
add even a booster to that. That if you want to be great, learn to love that shit.
Yeah, fact.
That's how you become.
to
That's the
love
difference
that.
between great.
I love it.
I love
Learn
it.
to
That is it.
transmute that energy of feeling like, oh shit, I don't want to do this, to saying, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do this.
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
When you're there, different.
It's a different animal.
It's different.
Do you know why? Do you know why that's important? What else? Do you know why that discipline, all that stuff is important? Because that's how you gain her trust. That's how women need you to be dependable.
Facts.
That's to be dependable. And the only way you can
Dependable
be dependable,
and reliability.
the only way you can be reliable, gain her trust, and make her feel feminine enough to trust your leadership is by getting your discipline
On
in
point.
order. That's the only thing we all can trust.
Yeah.
Even as a friend, I'm not following you if you ain't got no discipline. I'm like, bro, what am I following you for?
Everyone has friends where you know what this person's good for and that person's
The person's
good for and
good
that
for.
person's and
Where
it's
your
based upon their
discipline is
discipline.
where I'm gonna be like, yo, let me
Yeah.
depend on that.
Yeah.
I can't depend on when you're not disciplined. You can't depend on where I'm not disciplined. You can't depend on that. So when we want the woman to listen to us, we want all these things. We have to understand, are we ready? How do we know we're ready through our discipline? How do we know we got discipline? It's because we're able to get things done regardless of how we think and feel about it. Because being a parent is basically a lot of discipline. Because even when you don't feel like it, you think we like staying up all night because that baby crying?
Make that milk bottle.
You better make that big bottle. You better burn yourself a couple
6
times.
ounces, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You better breaking bad in this.
Again.
SMA gold. You know what I mean? You better be saving that.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? You're so dumb. But do you know what it is? That's another
You better
thing.
transferable skills,
That's
my
another thing.
brother.
Parenthood is, there's certain things in life that will force you to come out of your comfort zone. So if you don't have no discipline or you don't have no drive, because I feel like discipline and drive, they're kind of related in a sense. It's like purpose. It's almost like purpose. I'm going to do this because this is what I'm doing and nothing's going to stop me from doing that. It's that kind of mentality. Having a child forces you to do that. Losing somebody close to you forces you to do that. Any sort of disappointment and then you looking at it as, okay, this is a way of propelling myself or energizing myself or boosting myself, rather than taking this L and going down low, you use it as a springboard and take yourself high. That's when you're now starting to build discipline, because now you are being able to do something you don't want to do, but you have to do it. So there's certain situations that naturally put you in that. But when you're able to mentally put yourself in that space, we talk about athletes. I just read something the other day. Anthony Joshua was like, he paid something like 20 grand.
What was it? 2 days of
2 days.
solitude?
No, first of all, just go to your house and switch off your phone. That's a whole different conversation. The guy paid, I think, 20
You know
grand.
why? Because you can't do that at his house, because everyone's at his house. And this is the whole point. Men, we need peace for what reason? So you can actually gather your thoughts and have real conversations with yourself.
A lot of people don't want to talk to
Now,
themselves.
A lot of people don't want to talk to themselves because that means you have to tell yourself where you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Facts.
But don't worry, guys. You need to. Part of loving yourself, like a child, you love your child. Discipline your child don't feel great, but you do it because you love them.
But you got
Deal with yourself. Say, well, you discipline yourself. You tell yourself, no, it's not because you're trying to treat yourself bad. Because you love yourself enough to know that if I indulge in this, is a problem. You understand what I'm saying? I want to get everyone's wrap up on what they've learned about what is it that they're looking for before they take a woman seriously.
Oh, ladies
now the
first.
conversation is progressed. What have we learned? Let's go around this way. What have we learned? Oh, damn. Start with Buzz.
Just
So what are the things you want to tell the man them? Now we've progressed the conversation.
I think-
What do you want to tell the man about finding?
I think if I just have to highlight anything from today is, I think as men, we need to first, before we even pursue a relationship, before we start dating, is be real with ourselves. Know where you are.
And being real with yourself means what? Break that.
Okay,
down.
so being real with yourself is, bro, I can't afford to date a girl because dating a girl might cost me this, and this.
Fact.
I can't afford that. There's something.
And you're not less of a man because you can't afford it.
No,
You're just
no.
in a place in your life where that's
You're not less of a man, but you have to understand that. And this is another thing as well. Like, there's different. With this society we live in, it's a bit crazy because if you ain't got no dough, there's some girls that will still date you. They
I don't know if you want them.
I don't know if you want them. So if you
Right.
want a woman of a certain caliber,
You're gonna have to do.
then you're gonna have to put in that work. And if you don't feel like you're there yet, then you shouldn't date. You shouldn't entertain anyone, because what you're doing is when you're dating and you're smashing girls that you have no intention of building anything with, you're wasting your time.
and
you
you're
don't
creating
see-
problems for other guys out here. So
and you're
stop it.
creating problems for yourself and other people and all that. It's just a chain reaction.
Cool.
You don't see it directly. So I think, like I said, the highlight is
Be real
choose
with
yourself first.
Yeah.
Before you choose any babe or
Choose yourself
choose
first.
choose yourself first. Understand who you are, what you are. Because another thing as well, a lot of guys don't know what they are. They don't know if they're entrepreneurs. They don't know if they're they just want to work and build their portfolio and work their way up the company. A lot of people don't know who they are, especially men. So I think try and take time out and find yourself.
That's what working on yourself should really mean.
That is.
Go and find who
Meditation
you
is very
really are.
important. Yeah,
Okay,
and that's
cool.
all I'm going to leave it like that.
Nice.
Work on
Strong,
yourself first
short and
before you
powerful.
pursue any relationship.
Yes, Miss
Any-
Scarlett.
I think you said a lot. You said it all there. To be fair.
Miss Scarlett, give us your perspective.
So if you're both able to contribute to different things, because everyone's going to bring something different to the table. So if you're able to bring what that other person needs and vice versa, but you're still able to come together, I think that would be the main thing.
Okay.
Yeah, unity.
That's the word I'm looking
Unity,
for.
yeah. If you can create that unity, then cool,
Yeah.
got you.
Definitely.
What are you saying, Rich?
Me, be honest. If I'm being really honest with
Please,
you,
that's all.
Only be honest.
and you know that's the only way I could be. I
Yeah.
think if you ain't ready to be transparent, like all the way, like I'm being real because we don't really go too deep into that. I mean, like if you are not ready to fully expose who you are to another being, long for that. It's long because to really build a healthy relationship with an individual and even go further and bring life into that as well, like kids and stuff like that. Like it takes some honest conversations with yourself, with each other, and a level of communication that can allow you to guide each other into growth to facilitate that relationship.
Got you.
And if you're not, a lot of us are like, you know, we're attracted, yeah, cool, oh, she's capable of doing this, yeah, she's competent, yeah. But still,
you say we're attractive on the surface level, but in
yeah,
our
but still,
personality-
we can have all of those things, but then still, we're not being authentic with each other.
Yeah.
We're not being transparent with
selling.
each other.
This is a
We're not
selling.
saying that, look, listen, I know that I'm all good in these areas here and you love me for that, but you know what? In this area here, I'm kind of shit. I got no idea what I'm doing there. Can you help me? We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're too busy hiding all of that all the time. And then when it becomes a
Scared of the
problem,
judge. Yeah.
then all of a sudden,
flow.
that's the reason why the relationship can't exist no more.
yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
We've just gone through all of this and
Yeah.
everything. And then now that little problem that could have been resolved and worked on for years if we was just transparent about it, was not talked about. And now that problem has become a real
Facts.
problem.
I like that. That's true.
And now we can't deal with it because none of us are putting that
So
work.
ready to be transparent, and the only way you can be transparent is by working on yourself, like we said. Be real with yourself, because you can't be transparent if you're not even real with you. How you gonna be real with someone else?
If I can't see it myself, how can I show it?
Exactly. So, and that's just what the powerful thing is. Now,
And then also, just to tie her what she said in, is when you do get to that point where you feel like you've opened up to someone and you've been real, then it's now about trying to give as well as you take. It's not
Yeah.
just take.
No.
It's trying to find some sort of balance
Yeah.
within the relationship.
Yeah.
Constantly working on that balance.
Yeah.
Go on.
So this is my favorite part of the show that I really like is ask a man. Miss Scarlett, do we have questions? Ask a man. So
Ooh, you
for
never
guests,
told me about this, Joe.
So for Rich, we have this.
Oscar, man.
So
Damn.
we've got our section.
I would have changed
segment
my
of the,
seating position.
We've got a segment where we get questions from women to ask us, why do men do certain things, to get inside his mind. And that's
Oh,
what the
that's
podcast
lovely.
is for,
I like
by
that,
his
though.
mind.
I really do
So
like
you get a chance to explain from your mind, why do you think men do it? Not just for yourself, but just why you think other men do it. So let's go, Miss Scarlett. What we got today?
What gets you in your feels?
And who's that from?
That is from Faye.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Buzz, what gets you in your feels?
Oh wow, here we go, me.
To the left, to the
What
left.
gets me in my feelings? You know what it is? I'll be so real.
What's that moment where you like,
I
Tell me
hate
my
passive
feelings.
aggressiveness.
no, wait, no, we're not talking about that.
No.
We're not talking about that. We got to talk about that. We're talking about what gets you in your feelings like, this girl's amazing.
Oh,
Like,
what I like.
oh.
Do you know what it is? It
Oh,
sounds
like
crazy.
feeling for the girl.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What
Oh,
makes
like,
me,
oh, I
what
really
makes
like
me
this
fall
girl.
for a woman
Yeah.
is a
Oh,
woman.
that's a good question.
A woman that's not afraid to express herself. Like, if a woman's feeling me, I want a woman to tell me, like, I'm feeling you, I like you. All that fronting, you don't need to. Me personally, you don't need to front. Be open. Like, I'm attracted to you, because if I'm
talking about when you're in your emotional feels, not attraction. When you're in your emotional feels, meaning what do
hits
women
you
do?
right in your
yeah.
heart.
What do women do?
Okay,
That
okay,
makes you feel like
okay.
she's
Do you
amazing.
know what it is?
That's
Do you
what
know
we're
it
talking
is?
about, yeah.
I think.
That love is so
Coming. It's coming.
No, you know this. I got a few things. No, but I think
two, three of
for
them.
me is when a woman, again, obviously I'm career driven. I'm in the music industry and stuff like that. So when a woman is forward thinking about me, where I feel like she's put me at the forefront of her, you should do this. Oh, I know this, and trying to connect dots and all this stuff. That takes me to a whole different place. It's because, like, going back to what we were talking about, is like she's adding to my fuel to get me closer to my dreams.
Okay.
That to me, it's
with
hard for me to shake that kind of feeling off.
I'm with you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
All right.
So that's for me.
What gets you in your feelings?
A woman that invests in me.
A woman that invests in you. Got you.
For me, it has to be when a woman really takes into consideration, like, my deep traumatic things that I've shared with you, and she
That consideration for you were mentioning.
Not that she just heard it. That
But
she
yeah,
actually
Do you
processed it and
understand
all
that?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
understood that. Okay, cool. Well, if this happens, this makes him feel some type of way. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do right now is do this, so he don't have to experience that. When I see that,
Okay.
when I see that, I'm like, yeah. Because you know what it does? Because we don't have this conversation enough, and I'm going to be the one to say it, is
Yeah,
that
please.
men want to feel safe too. We
Yeah,
do.
all day.
We want to feel safe
Wait,
too.
that's not. Is that shocking you? Are you a man at all?
You know what I mean? We want to feel safe too, because
Of course
we,
you wanna
we
feel
go out
safe.
into this world chest up.
It's even in that song.
You know what I'm
It's even
saying?
that
All the
song,
time.
DBE, when it says, home pussy, make you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What that was, you can take it. how
Yeah,
you want.
it's said crassly, but what he's saying is like, bro, there's no place like home.
Yeah.
If you make home, home.
Yeah. So do you know what I mean? So for me, when a woman makes me feel that like my vulnerabilities are protected, and she's, you know, by her actions and the thing that she does and creates it either in the home or specifically publicly,
Yeah.
which is why the Jada Pinkett thing is getting to me. That to me
Got you.
you gets me in my,
I got you.
you know what I mean?
So it's
in
because
that
what
fashion.
happens is often a man's insecurity is tied to his manhood, that we're not men if we're not secure, and I don't think that's harsh. I think you know, we don't tell women, oh, because you're insecure about your belly, then you're not a woman. I don't think it's cool.
Yeah, that statement's
Men,
never
if
good.
men are insecure, so what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna be compassionate about it, or are you gonna be horrible about it?
Yeah.
There's only two choices you got.
Yeah.
If your man's insecure about something, do you tell him, oh, he should be secure to fit you, or are you gonna protect?
Because that shuts down the man's expression, and then
Because he ain't gonna tell you nothing after that.
Yeah, women wonder
He ain't gonna
why
tell you
we
nothing
don't
after
want to
that.
talk. It's
That's a big
because-
fact.
'Cause they be like,
Men
oh, you
shut
don't-
down as well, and they shut
Yeah.
down forever.
Because what happens
Yeah,
is,
they
I'll
don't
be
play
real.
that.
I'll
They
be
don't play
real.
that.
yeah,
I've
I'm shut up
experienced
forever.
that
You don't
myself.
take. See, we don't do that whole. I'll try you next time. No.
No.
See, if I tell you something real once, you act up. That'll be the
That's
last
it.
time you've heard.
I've been in that situation.
anything new for me. So
I've
what
been
I'm
in that
saying
situation,
out
that's
there
facts.
for men and women to understand is that, yo, if you want the man to be honest, he wants to talk, you want all this, you say one of these things. If he tells you something you don't want to hear and you start acting in a mad way,
Yeah, being
just know
selfish.
it'll be the
You're
last
selfish.
time you hear him say something that wrong.
Right.
Just know that.
Yeah.
So you can feel how you want. It's your right to feel how you want.
Yeah.
After that, it's your right. You might be like, oh, he's into some kinky stuff I'm not into. That's not fine. Just know that that's the last time he's gonna open up like that.
Yeah. And he will continue the relationship.
Is that how you
You've
open
not
up?
answered.
You better answer that.
Yeah.
I'm the host. I'm saying.
Okay.
I
cool.
think the same thing.
Next question.
The same thing that Buzzin said. I think when Buzzin said, that's why I feel like I can't add anything new, and it's the same thing. I'm an active service person, so if you got me at the forefront of your mind, oh, that's lovely. Oh, you adding on to what I'm doing, that's lovely, because at the end of the day, that's really what I need you for the most.
Facts.
Do you understand? Like, I'm a self-made man. The thing I need, when we put that need next to you, is what you're adding to my vision and to my mission. Because outside of that, I don't really need you for anything else, to be
Yeah,
quite honest.
yeah.
Not in an arrogant way, but in a real sincere way. I think not all men are in need. Just like some women don't really need you anything but
Facts.
for some support. That when she's stressed out at work or whatever's going on with her, that you could be a springboard for her to bounce with. So, and that's all she needs you for. She don't need your money. She don't need anything else. So I want them people that's like, I really don't need anything. What I need is your participation in the success that I'm trying to create. Your participation will have me in my feelings, definitely. Because it's not something I expect. So when it does happen, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know what else to add, but what?
How
what
you feeling them answers, Bree?
That's for the
fair.
ladies, obviously.
It's not my question.
Exactly.
Is it
Next
suffice
question.
enough though, as an ambassador for the women?
All right, cool. Next question.
If we go with, do you ever feel guilty when you fuck over a girl?
Dion.
Hello, Dion. Do you want to say that?
Them man, you know what?
Set the stage.
Them man are cold. Them man knew who to pass the ball when it was time, bro.
Hey, bro.
They knew.
I gotta think about this.
I don't feel like.
Have I ever been fucked over a woman? You know that.
You know what? Yeah.
Stop. We all have.
Okay.
Stop.
We all have.
Okay.
Have I ever fucked a woman? Back in the day.
You know what? Yes. Yes. I think what women need to realize as well about that is that, unfortunately, especially when it comes to emotional intelligence, most men, now I'm very different, but most men are not so up to the time and up to speed with their emotional intelligence and how they feel about certain things. So even though the fuckery may have happened in that moment, we're so in our ego and how we feel about things, we haven't even processed what we've done. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, but there is a time, there's always a time, especially if we go on to have a relationship and evolve with that other woman, there will be a time where we realize and we learn something new and we're like, oh shit. Oh, that's what was going on in that.
That's for the men that mature. The ones that are maturing, they
Yeah.
1,000 have that thing.
Do you
But some
understand
men
what I'm
don't mature and they just stay immature and they don't process nothing and they don't feel bad about it as well.
But I would say that that's a key thing to look for in a relationship for females is that like if you're
You have a conscience.
if you're in a relationship with a man and you can see that he's not becoming self-aware of his actions, that's an indication that that's not someone who you can grow with. Like and don't wait.
No,
Because it's not gonna happen. But don't wait. And that's the thing that happens. Females, will wait a long time, and I do respect females for that. And I think that's why, as men, we need to give a lot more respect for females for that ability to be able to stick around in that pain and see that lack of development.
A lot of times they're sticking
And
around,
hope.
but they're gonna make sure that guy feels that pain too.
Yeah, facts though.
They're not sticking around.
It's not free.
It's not free.
Oh, it's not free.
You
you
might
think
be
it's
holding pain.
Nah, she gonna remind you.
Yeah, when that dirt eventually drops, of course we find that out.
Yeah, but again,
Of course we find that out. But I'm just saying that
it's
for the
true.
most
What you say
women,
fundamentally is true.
that patience is not practiced with malice. It's really practiced with heart. It's really practiced with heart.
it's debatable, man.
It's debatable, man.
It's debatable.
I feel like this-
I don't know. I feel most women. I guess.
Nah, man,
like
because it comes with that
speak
passive
for that.
aggressiveness. That's how you
Thank
know it ain't
you.
gone nowhere.
That's
It
what
will
I'm
come with that
saying.
passive aggressiveness. It will come in little slights. Because remember, when we talk about aggression,
Yeah.
because of testosterone, men will be more physical.
Yeah, that's
When
true.
women are violent, it's slander, it's shaming, it's
Facts.
humiliation.
And women don't
it's
know how
emasculation.
powerful that is.
That's aggression.
That will destroy a man.
So it happens
gonna talk
differently.
about that.
So
That would
so what
destroy a
so
man.
what-
women abuse men as well. I'm not. First of all,
Yeah,
let
let's
me
go into that.
disregard-
I don't even want to go into that in
disregard
this episode. We're not going to go into this episode.
Yeah.
There'll be an episode about that, but they're saying it, and because we have to
Yeah.
construct it in a way that's
Okay.
respectful, compassionate, and understanding.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, that act of aggression for men is physical. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For women, it's not necessarily physical as the
it's not.
go-to.
It's the
It is
words.
slander. It is
the
shaming.
words.
It is emasculation.
Yes.
It's other things. That is also domestic violence for
That-
you lot that don't understand
Yep,
that.
that's a
But
very
because
good
men get physical, it's why it's a problem because you can't put hands on no one.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah. No.
it becomes a problem. But that violence that men experience is not necessarily physical, but it is that, look at you just sitting there. Because sometimes, you can't sit down for too long in the house because she's going to look at you like, oh, but why are you sitting down?
Yeah. Comfortable.
But but back to my point about, as a guy, pick smartly. Don't pick with just purely your heart and your penis. Think with all your faculties, all of them,
Yeah.
all of them. Okay, yes, I love this girl, or I like this girl, I feel this girl. Whatever you're feeling about the damn girl, is she capable? Because if she's not capable, you don't have to bite that bullet. But some people don't want to bite the bullet because it's just, I like her so much. I can't. But all that is just trauma based. In reality, when you love yourself enough and you got shit clicking, it's not really that deep. You just understand, like, bro, if you're not compatible, it's cool. I mean, you no harm. Let's go that way and that way because life's too short to be trying to fit the.
Life is too short.
Oh, bro, you ain't got time for that.
Let me go.
Next question. Sorry,
Okay,
next
next
question.
one.
Oh, okay.
Last question.
When is the right time to have sex?
Every
Now.
day. Right
Now.
now. I want it. I'm joking.
I'll answer that question.
Let's answer seriously.
No,
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about in the context? We talk about in a
women are asking
relationship
men.
or
Women are asking
just
men.
dating? What are we talking about?
When you're in that early stages, you've had you.
To have the
Getting
first
to
time.
know each other.
Do you know what's
Yeah,
so
when's
crazy?
the right time to have sex for the first time?
Okay.
Again, I've obviously this might be this might be controversial, but
I'm gonna say yes. I can feel it's
Go.
oh, he said yes. What I'm saying is, there is no right time. That's the truth. There is no right or wrong time.
Yeah.
There's women that make guys wait. That when they wait, it's like the box wasn't even it. So why did you make me wait? Like you had something that you was hiding.
Or him wasn't nothing.
Or again,
he wasn't nothing.
women will be so excited. Oh no, I'm gonna wait for you, and I'm gonna dress, and I'm gonna shave and pluck or whatever they may do.
That's a shame and plug.
Play with pluck. Anyhow, and then you go in there and they can't even hold the thing. You're giving them one stroke. So I've heard. No. On a serious note, on a serious note,
You wow.
on a serious note, on a serious note, the truth of the matter is, now this is the truth. If you're dating somebody, I think you should first start to date them rather than give them, because remember, the most intimate thing you can do with somebody, or the most you can actually physically give somebody, is sex. As in, you show them your private. You're actually showing them what you call your private part. They know how your private part looks. They know how you feel. They know how your facial expression is when you want to cry or kind of cry, whatever it may be. Do you know what I'm saying?
We call it orgasms now.
Yeah, orgasm. Yeah.
When you feel like
my whole
crying.
point is
That's
this.
a
My whole
kind
point
of
is this. Men are willing to give this thing to anyone that was willing to listen. Yeah. Women are hoping to preserve for the longest guy that can hold it on for. But the truth of the matter is, just be yourself. Feel free. Sex doesn't determine anything. If you have sex with someone, doesn't mean they're gonna be in a relationship. It doesn't mean they're not gonna be in a relationship. The truth of the matter is, if you give somebody or have good sex with somebody, that relationship probably will last longer than most because there's a physical
So
and
you're saying that
attraction.
good sex has been the forte of a lot of families being started.
No, 1,000,000%, bro.
For sure, though. That's the truth.
1,000,000%. Listen, good sex is very important. And the thing is, I think sex doesn't always have to start off physical. I think you
That's
should be.
true.
I think you should
That's
have.
true.
You should be comfortable talking about sex. If you can't even talk about sex before you have sex, there's an issue there. You know. Honestly, check anyone that's listening to this now. If you had sex without talking about somebody, there's always an issue. Don't get me wrong. There was a time in my life where I wouldn't talk about sex with girls because I want them to be surprised. But in the sense of, this guy ain't on it. He don't want to. He don't. And then when something happens, like, oh my god. You get, and then, that was
buzzing.
I'm giving you the mentality behind it. My
I
mentality,
love the strategy, bro.
My mentality is, let me not let you expected it to do. So when I give you,
Under promise and over deliver, guys.
because a lot of
Under
women will
promise
tell
and
you
over deliver.
before a guy hooks up with a girl, guys always say this, and then women is like, my thing's too, you ain't ready for this, and then you're going there, it's like, bro, what am I not ready for?
I'll talk my shit. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll talk my shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Talking about
shit.
sex
I'm
is
talking my
sex.
shit.
Talking about sex is very important before you even have sex. If you're not comfortable to talk about sex with somebody, that means you're now just using that as an exchange to lure them into your life. Do you get? It's not a relationship no more.
Bro, that's what you just said there needs to be talked about.
No,
Because
word.
I feel like females do that a lot,
Yeah.
and then the expectations are here, and then the reality is here, and then they get upset that they get it away.
Once again,
because the
if a
expectations
woman lures
wasn't
you
met.
by sex, it's your fault.
That's
Yeah,
your
it's
fault.
sexual
Are you?
That is. And then that goes back to that guilty question. At that point, I don't see why I should feel guilty about something you agreed to give up, and now you didn't get what you was expecting. Now I'm supposed to feel guilty. No, why?
And one
In
thing
that
I will say,
moment,
women,
you're
is
ready.
some guys are never gonna wifey a girl if they've never had sex with them because there's certain categories. There's certain categories
Yeah, that's true.
that are important for men. Yeah, most men. From my understanding, is like
I can't
so.
commit on
But I'm not
certain
saying
levels,
rush and
but
have sex with a guy because the guy's gonna wife you.
Experiences.
But again, this is the last bit I'm gonna say just to add to this. There's this whole thing where American women from America, the States, they compared to maybe women in the Western world, maybe women in the UK, American women I'll suck your dick. I'll fuck you now. Because in their mind, from my understanding, please women don't come for me. My understanding was, you know what? If this is what you want, let's get that bit out the way. Let's get that bit out the way and let's see what we really have. Let's see what the connection really is.
I get what you mean.
And it's actually an American girl that was explaining to me, and I was like, yeah, I get that, man.
No,
Because I get.
Of course you did, Buzzing.
No.
Of course
No,
he
of course
did.
you did. I'm gonna have sex. Yeah, so now what's your name? Now I can think straight.
But what's your name? It was by the way, it was a conversation, guys. And
All right.
what she was saying is because at the end of the day, how women from the States is it's like, bro, like there's so
Not all
much
women
more
from
to
the
life.
States, by the way.
Not
We'll
all
say
women
that.
from the States, a
What
particular
we-
person I was talking
yeah.
about. But it was like, there's more to life than just sex. Sex is cool and it's nice, and especially if you have shit sex or sex that you're not on. Let me not say shit sex. Sex that you don't enjoy, as in there was no actual connection involved in it. Then you find it hard to build with that person in other places. Do you know what I mean? But again, there's a lot of people that believe in sex after marriage. So I'm not gonna disregard that and say that's not important. That's important to them. And those are people that I let you know they have a certain type of discipline. So even if they do have not so good sex, they're gonna hold it up and work on that
If
for
it's your
years.
first time, you don't know what good sex is, though.
Good point. So moving on.
So it's good for both of you.
Yeah.
What
If it's your first time,
comparing it to?
no, but there's people that
What
have
are you
had
comparing
sex.
it to, my dad?
There's people that have sex and they meet a new. Do you think
Nah,
it's fair?
what?
Do you think it's fair
What?
that you've met someone, they've had sex before, they've met you, like, no, I'm being celibate, I'm married now.
I'm gonna hold that to the next one. But
Alright, cool.
That sounds fine.
Alright, cool.
So
Let me
because-
give my point on the when a man should be ready for, or when you should be ready for sex. And to me, this is just to give a marker.
short
marker.
timing.
But it's as simple as that. If there hasn't been a sense of emotional transparency or mental transparency to a certain degree, then I don't think you're ready to have intimacy physically on that level.
Got you.
And that's what I would
Got
say.
you. No, thank you for adding that to it.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, and Miss Scarlett, what we've learned today, what I've learned today, is that it's not straightforward. It's nuanced, obviously, when it comes to picking partners and trying to maintain things. Everyone has their different ways, and hopefully for the people watching, that you've kind of got a better, well-rounded conversation about how it goes. But realistically, be ready, be transparent, not be real with yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we got some great questions that came in that made us think about, you know, like what is our turn-ons? What is the thing that we look for that makes us melt for that woman? But what we've heard today and what you'll hear from a lot of men is that, can she add on to what I'm already doing? That's what I've heard consistently, because at the end of the day, that's what I think men mean by what do you bring by the table. And it shouldn't offend a lot of people. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think if you're offended because someone's calling you what you're doing in their life, then that's an ego issue. It's not a real issue, because a real issue is a woman should be to ask you, like, yo, like, why am I in this? Like, we need to, Buzzer said it earlier about there's times where there's questions he should have asked and there's things he didn't question. And then they become back to your thing about having little things that could have been dealt with through transparency and conversation that now become big things later on. Like, when we say what you bring to the table, it's not to call you out. It's not a disrespect. But a lot of people ain't about to invest in someone that they don't clear on what you're here for.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I like to know why you're here, because if I know why you're here, then I can rest easy. Because I know why you're here. I know when I turn on my phone, I'm talking to you, you're going to be an asset to what I'm doing. Otherwise, I don't get the point. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not there to, oh, women, what you bring to point, man, what you bring. No, it's just saying, listen, let's have transparency here. Let's be real. What are we doing? Oh, well, you know, for me, this is what I like. This is what I can do. This is what I feel like I'm good at, and blah, blah. And there's nothing wrong with me saying, okay, this is what I'm good at, and blah, blah. Maybe we work in these areas and then fill in the gaps as we go along. So I think for people, transparency is the key. Keep it real with yourself first. And, you know, develop yourself is what I would say. Go and develop yourself, man. Don't rush into no relationship. Don't think you need to have them, because I know them feelings could be flying. Them sparks fly heavy in the beginning. But I know better. I'm an experienced man. I understand that long term, you're going to see some stuff you don't like. So before you get into that person, don't invest in their attraction or just how they make you feel, but invest in their competency, invest in their commitment, invest in their heart, what they say, what they're doing, not what they're saying, what they're doing. So another great episode, guys. I appreciate you lot. And Miss Scarlett, thank you for joining us once again with the questions. And give your 2 cents. And we'll see you guys very, very soon for In His Mind podcast.